Well, of course I survived the snap. Why wouldn't I? Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Today I'm taking a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War Loki and Corvus Glaive. Now, I believe this actually has a street date of March 31st, along with all the rest of the Avengers type toys. This is Walmart exclusive, and I was checking my pre-order on the site yesterday, and I saw that one of my local stores had it in stock for pickup. So I ran over there, I looked around, it wasn't anywhere to be seen, and it was in a different aisle. Some of them are going to stick it with the Marvel Legends, and some of them will just stick it wherever they can find a spot, I guess. But looking at the package, it's your standard Marvel Legends 2-pack packaging. Big window shows everything you're getting. On the side, there's a picture of Corvus Glaive. On the back, it's actually movie pictures. Well, this is more of a drawing. This is kind of a photoshopped picture of Loki from the movie. And I've got package damage. Oh no, the humanity. On the other side, another picture of that Loki from the back. On top, a window, and it's not just there to be there. When it's sitting on a store shelf, the light shines in the top and it helps you see what you're buying. It's kind of a, hey buyer, buy me. On the bottom, legalese, UPC. I'm gonna get this open. Loki's cape gets a tray all to its own, but Corvus Glaive is actually attached to him. And there we go, all out of the package, and ooh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. First up, let's get it out of the way. This is just a straight up rehash of the Thor Ragnarok Loki, just in different colors, and really, I do not have a problem with that, especially when it's accurate to the movie, for the most part. I do feel like the face printing tech this time around is a little bit more crisp. Pretty much the same, but just a little bit more, not accurate. What word am I looking for here? Crisp. And being that the back of the package is pretty much a movie still, you can see most of it is accurate. There's a little bit more green on the picture than there is on the figure. I wish this was punched in a little bit more on the arms, just to give it a little bit more contrast. The big thing here, though, is the belt, and it's actually the same belt. There's just no lower tunic part hanging like this part, so I guess you could come in and slice across, maybe fix a couple things, but other than that, it seems pretty damn close. I will say I do not like this cape. Yes, the shoulder pads are integrated into the body well once it's pegged in, but getting those things pegged in, you would think the hair would hold it down, but any kind of movement you make, they're gonna come up and not do it on camera. Another diva figure, what the hell? What I did with the Ragnarok Loki was glue those in. I don't know, it's holding pretty well, but I'm taking it off because I got to go through articulation here in a minute. As you can see, 2 pegs, a hole on each shoulder, and it completes the look, because without the cape, without those added shoulder pads, it looks a little bit off. And while the likeness isn't 100%, I can still see Loki in there. There's a lot of forehead, isn't there? That I keep the helmet on the Ragnarok version most of the time. It's almost like his face is a little bit small for the head, like it was made for those horns, but you don't get horns this time around. And then there is Corvus Glaive. Look at this mean sumbitch. This is one of those figures where you keep looking, and you keep looking, and you keep finding stuff, the little sculpted details, little paint work, just everywhere all over the figure. It may not be 100% accurate, but I feel like they're closer here than with some of the other Black Order figures. I love this cape thing, even though it does hinder articulation, there's no way around that. And then you get to the back, look at this cape. Look at all the detail, all the sculpted work on here. I feel like this is some language that I don't know, and I'm missing a message or something. It is sculpted down here to be in a standing position, but it doesn't get in the way if you have them crouched down, because not soft, but fairly malleable. And the same could be said for the underskirt piece right here. It gets out of the way. It is loose on the body, so you can put it anywhere you want. And then looking at the head, it just continues that same aesthetic. Just look at that. You don't want to wake up and, you got sleep in your eyes and you just slowly open them and, oh, this guy's looking at you. Not happening. The hood is actually a soft material, so it doesn't get in the way of articulation. Even the back of the hood continues that design from the back of the cape. Eat at Thanos's. But like I said, because of the design of the clothing, the cape especially, it doesn't quite get in the way on this side, but you get to this side and you're not going to get a lot of up movement with this arm. Articulation wise, there is a hinge in the neck with a ball going up to the head. Can bury his chin. Looks up nicely. A little bit of tilt, swivel. Hinge and swivel at the shoulder comes up to about right there. Rotates around. Rotation at the bicep. Double elbow all the way. Hinge and swivel at the wrist. Hinge at the torso. Good crunch. All the way arc. The lower tunic part is a floating piece, so you can get it up and out of the way if you want to have him sitting. Leg comes all the way up, but it does kind of look like he's wearing pregnancy dress or something. Back out about 45. Swivel at the thigh. Double knee. Can't quite make it to ass, but that's impressive range. Hinge at the ankle goes back all the way, forward nicely, and then forward facing pin for rocker. For Corvus Glaive, even with this hood and this cape piece on top, this being soft. Oh, well, you ruined the surprise, Corvus. On mine, the hinge in the neck is a little bit stiff, but you can get him to bury the chin. Very, very stiff. Because of the hood and the way it's together right here, if you try to look up, it likes to pop the head off as you go. Not a lot of tilt. Excellent swivel. But I am popping the head off, and you can remove this cape piece, and I'm doing that to show the articulation on the body. Hinge and swivel at the shoulder. Comes up to about right there. Rotation, bicep swivel, double elbow, all the way. Hell, I feel like it could go on through, you know, if you defied the laws of physics or something. Hinge and swivel at the wrist. Ball joint in the mid-torso, and look at this. Bam, bam. Nice tilt, nice tilt. Rotation there, and rotation at the waist. So a little bit of spinning meat right there, but it doesn't hurt anything. Ball coming out to the hip can come all the way forward, back, out, swivel at the thigh. Double knee, he can't quite make it either, but I am not going to grop about that. Hinge at the ankle, all the way back, forward, and then forward facing pin that's angled down a little bit so you get more of that rotation. It still works as a rocker ankle. It's not as nice as more forward facing. For accessories, Loki comes with his cape. I'm calling it out again. I'm gluing this thing on here. There's no reason for it to come off ever again, and I'll be done with it. I won't have to worry about it flying away. And we've seen this a couple times with different figures. The Cosmic Cube, the Tesseract, whatever you want to call it. I'm fighting the urge of popping this in my mouth right now. It looks like a little blue gummy. Okay, don't do that. It tastes terrible. And then Corvus Glaive comes with his staff. Look at all the detail on here. There's even some sculpt work right there in the middle on the handle. All this tech work on the back of the blade. I feel like this is the most accurate staff we've gotten for him. Not that we've gotten a lot, but it's way more accurate than the Figuarts version here. And the grip is on the left hand. I haven't went back and watched the movie in a while. I can't remember if he is left-handed. It's a little bit tough to get into his hand. You gotta kind of, and then rotate it in. And you can bring the other hand around. Not a problem at all to have it holding another part of the staff. Fits the aesthetic, matches his ears, totally good with that. And because of how tall this figure is, it's nice that the cape kind of works as a kickstand. It helps him stand even in crouched down positions. It helps him stay up. Nothing wrong with that at all. Size-wise, Loki clocks in at about 6.5 inches. Oh, here he is again with the Thor Ragnarok Loki. It's kind of cool to have a double of him, you know, like a hologram, or, you know, he's not really there. And then here he is with the Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War Thor. A little bit of size difference here, but he is bigger than the Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War Captain America, and this one has a custom casting cave head. So he's still Asgardian size. And then way bigger than Figuarts, here he is with the SH Figuarts Avengers Infinity War Captain America, again with a custom head. I don't know, something about Steve Rogers' head. It's hard to capture in plastic. Corvus Glaive comes in at about 7 1/8. And he looks pretty good with the rest of the Marvel Legends Black Order. Now, Corvus Glaive comes a year after Infinity War hit theaters. Hasbro has the benefit of seeing the final look for the character before even starting the action figure. Proxima Midnight, Cull Obsidian, and even Thanos a little bit didn't have that chance. In order to get these three figures out as fast as they did, they had to work with preliminary art, and apparently there was a lot of changes to Cull Obsidian. But the crazy thing about this, I just put these two together and opened her an hour ago just for this review. I don't know what I was waiting for. Maybe I don't like having partial teams up on the shelf, which at this point in our collecting careers we have a lot of. Or maybe it's the hype of the new movie coming, but I was ready. I needed this on the shelf. And man, these take up a lot of real estate. Doesn't quite work with the SH Figuarts Thanos, even though I like the colors here, but I think I like the size and bulk of the Marvel Legends ones better, but that's for a different review. But I'm kind of okay with this. So at the end of the day, I think I enjoyed this set more than I thought I would. I'm always down for another Loki. That goes without saying, and especially in this kind of black, darker green color scheme, it makes him seem a little bit more, I hate to say evil because he wasn't in the movie, but it's Loki. We don't know yet. But Corvus Glaive is definitely the draw on this set. You want to finish the Black Order. It's an amazing action figure in its own right, and damn the detailing on it. Now, I have gotten older. I'm not such a stickler anymore for accurate looks from the movie. I enjoy a movie, and if you give it to me in plastic form close enough, I'm probably going to be happy with it. And with everything going on here, it draws my eye away from accuracy into, man, this is badass. But with Corvus Glaive pretty much nailing it, Ebony Maw coming up in the wave of Avengers, that should be out next week. I have a feeling they're going to come back and do a multi-pack or something with Cull Obsidian and even maybe Proxima Midnight, where it gets them a little bit closer to that look, or at least I hope so. I wouldn't mind having, you know, the concept art group and then having the final movie look group over here. But what do I know? I just opened most of these a minute ago. So if you're a fan of the movies, if you're a fan of Avengers, if you liked Infinity War, if you're looking forward to Endgame, pick this set up. It's totally worth it for the $40 price tag. So if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe. I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.